Yo, what's up with y'all? Today I'm back with another video. So Money in the Bank was it was pretty good and stuff, but as you see on the video, on the screen, the video we're reacting to is about R-Truth Son's call out Triple H lies, what really happened and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and check in this video clip and see what they talking about, what's behind Truth WWE return. And no further ado, man, if you guys new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the like button for this video if you want me to upload more content, and I will do that. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
Our top story today looks at the truth behind R-Truth's WWE return, and we assess what is truly going on behind the scenes in WWE. As we all saw at Money in the Bank last night, R-Truth is back in WWE. Truth was unceremoniously told that his contract wouldn't be renewed, and this led to mass outcry both from fans and talent alike. Now, Truth himself has taken to social media to outright confirm that Triple H's implication that Truth being let go was a work and is simply incorrect. A new report from Fightful Select has also shed light on the situation, and they also have confirmed that the Truth situation is not a work. R-Truth is back with WWE before he ever technically left, and no, it's not a work. R-Truth appeared at the end of WWE Money in the Bank attacking John Cena. A week prior, he announced his release from the company, which WWE clarified to Fightful at the time was actually a contract expiration that was occurring. His contract had not actually expired, but sources close to Ron R-Truth Killings did claim that he has a new deal. His son has seemingly confirmed as much on social media. Additionally, Fightful Select are reporting that Truth was cut in such a cold and impersonal way, and Truth actually decided to outright ghost WWE on the road to Money in the Bank. Specifically, one talent noted that Truth was cut in a very cold and impersonal way, with a talent relations employee informing him instead of top brass in the company. We're told that Killings actually ignored many of WWE's approaches during the week until Nick Khan took over and called Killings to work out a new deal. We're told that the deal was a meeting halfway situation. One talent that Killings worked with for over a decade stated to Fightful, Ronnie wouldn't do that. If he had to maintain a work like that, he'd just ask us not to say anything. He would never lie to us about that. I think that Paul Levesque also knows that lying to or working the locker room is in horrible taste. This doesn't stop the criticism directed toward WWE. WWE's decision to cut Truth was still completely baffling, and Triple H has naturally opened up the floodgates when he implied that Truth's release was a work. Now, certain fans may be expecting other released wrestlers such as Carlito and Sarah Logan to pop up. It would have been much easier for Triple H to come clean and explain that WWE and TKO got it completely wrong, and they should have never released Truth from his deal. Triple H just can't admit that the company made a huge mistake, and it's extremely disappointing. Whilst Triple H is insistent on telling fans that it's all a part of the show, the same energy isn't being matched by talent. Cody Rhodes basically implied on the Money in the Bank post-show that the fans brought Truth back. Also, Kathy Kelly being in floods of tears due to Truth's return heavily implied that Truth was brought back into the mix, and this wasn't a storyline. R-Truth's son calls out Triple H. It's not just the fans who are calling out Triple H. In a now deleted Instagram comment, R-Truth's son would call out Triple H for saying that R-Truth's release was a work. R-Truth's son would say, "Stop the cap," before congratulating his father on his new WWE deal. Truth is such a beloved man, and naturally telling the audience that firing him was a fictional storyline when it was completely real is going to upset a lot of people, and evidently his son quite rightly took issue with the game's comments. Nature of R-Truth's deal revealed. Whilst R-Truth is back in WWE, his new deal is said to be brand new. According to an exclusive report from Body Slam, the new deal isn't a normal active deal, however, it gives the WWE veteran the opportunity to have one true final run. This new deal isn't a normal active working talent deal, but it gives him the opportunity for one true final run. Christopher also congratulated his father on his new deal on his Instagram story and confirmed it is one last run. It's unclear what this deal could involve. If Truth has signed a Legends deal, it's possible that he's also signed an additional contract with a set amount of wrestling dates. WWE has so many types of contracts and deals with their talent, and it's rather interesting that Truth is no longer signed to a traditional WWE contract. Does Triple H hate the fans? One of the key talking points over WrestleMania weekend was Triple H's attitude towards the fans. The game appeared in a number of interviews, and during all of them, the game had a go at the audience in some way, and his main issue was that the fans are critical of the WWE product. Last night, Fightful Select posted an interesting report on Triple H, and amongst the news of R-Truth's WWE return, Fightful Select stated that the game takes issue with the fans hijacking creative. Another veteran responded to the situation saying, "I can tell..."
I'm not gonna lie with you. So basically, man, like, the fans, not all fans, but half of the fans are very toxic people. They've been toxic since Vince used to own the company. They've always been toxic. It didn't even matter what WWE tried to do, or even if they did something good, you know, they still would get some kind of backlash. Especially when I used to go to Instagram all the time back in like 2015, 2016 or something like that. Bro, it was a lot of backlash I saw from some people. They were saying things that more they probably saying now, or maybe even worse. But like, I used to hear people say some crazy stuff, not hear, but like see in all day comments, bro. And you go back to them old posts, man, you probably won't even see stuff like that too much than it is today. But back then it was kind of a little bit, but now it's got worse with wrestling fans being on the internet, because those the ones who riot the most is the ones on the internet. The people that buy their tickets to go see the shows, they don't even argue. They don't waste time to argue, because they enjoy the night, they enjoy the time, and they try to enjoy the show because they spent a lot of money on it. But I don't know what's the difference between the fans that go there and the fans that's on the internet that watches at home, because I think the ones that watches at home are mostly the ones that, you know, get a little angry rants, and the ones who, you know, maybe that watch it in person, they don't look like they have that much anger rants. They have anger rants on the different side of things, but not anger rants about, you know, just the company itself. But they only worry about how the show's going to be, how many matches going to be put, or how good the match is going to be. That's all they worry about, but because they go there to watch it. And the same thing with people that watch it at home. But I can't really say if he hates the fans, but who knows? TKO probably hates the fans too, because obviously, you know, they do own WWE. So I think those the ones who be out here just saying, hey, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. But obviously, it don't look like TKO is doing absolutely crap to me, in my opinion. But we're gonna get into this little piece of this video, and then after this,
doesn't like it. He doesn't like the fans hijacking creative. This is incredibly alarming to hear. Vince McMahon was notorious for taking issue with wrestlers who got over via their own accord, and it's concerning to hear that Triple H doesn't like fans voicing their opinions. Whilst for the most part Triple H, particularly during his first few years running WWE, pushed talent who managed to get organically over, that's changed recently. Karrion Kross, despite being the most popular he's ever been in his career, has been relegated to WWE Main Event and has been sentenced to backstage segments on Raw for the foreseeable future. Additionally, LA Knight has maintained his popularity for 3 years now, yet WWE outright refuses to give him a main event push.
That's the thing. There it is. This is what I was waiting for. They definitely have been, like, they've been dismissing. You mean to tell me you sold up with Seth Rollins to become a world champion because he has a faction group? Just because he's a Paul Heyman guy, he has to have a title. We get it. We know how the Paul Heyman guys work. They gotta have a title. Look at Roman. Look at Punk. Look at Brock. They all had titles on them when Paul Heyman was with them. But at the same time, you should have gave this man a chance. He only had like one world title match and he lost. That was like against Roman. And you mean to tell me this whole entire time he don't even have a shot, and he is the superstar, like, that's up here, like he's over already. Karrion Kross, he been doing a lot of good heel stuff as well. Maybe some people like it, maybe some people don't. But at the same time, he has been doing a lot of good stuff with, you know, WWE and all the heel turn stuff, and he been doing a lot of his heel stuff. He does good with his heel stuff. He trying to get AJ, Sammy. He's balling these two guys to, I guess, to turn heel. But I feel like maybe somewhere down the line, Sami Zayn is going to turn heel. I don't know. But he's been doing a job. He should have been in this match. Like, really. Because what was the point having Seth Because I know Naomi never won a Money in the Bank. That's different. But for Seth, he could have earned a way. Easy earned a way to fight, you know, Jey Uso or somebody. But now he's Money in the Bank winner. I don't know who he's going to cash in on. I think he's going to cash in tomorrow on Jey versus Gunther match. And that's going to cause chaos for Roman Reigns to return. But man, I don't even know. Like, I was hoping LA Knight won. But I guess, you know, I want to just see what Seth is going to do tomorrow, and hopefully we get Roman Reigns. But I'm not going to lie with you, man. WWE has a lot of people that they could have used better that they still have now. And then when they're gone, they look at how they being treated outside of WWE. And then like Ricochet, he's getting more treated better than he probably did there in the main roster. Like, he was telling the Reign, but they couldn't use him because what? You couldn't find a better character. He couldn't find a better gimmick, I guess. I don't know. But they kept making him look like a superhero instead of making him look like an actual, you know, more like a wrestler, more like a megastar, like how LA Knight carries himself around, you know, something like that. But they didn't give any good qualities of trying to, like, you know, trying to put anybody else that they had in the past tense. They didn't really put Aleister Black to the top. Now he's back at WWE. Hopefully they put him to the top. Hopefully they put LA Knight back to the top. No, not back to the top. Put him to the top of the world title match. World title matches of. I want to see him and John Cena though. I'm not gonna lie. That would be pretty good. But I want to see him, maybe even Jey Uso, maybe him. I don't know, but they not really, like, what was the point? What was the really point of this? I just didn't understand it. But my point is, man, I feel like, you know, TKO isn't really the people to own WWE because they don't know nothing about wrestling as much. And I feel like TKO owns WWE, so basically they can tell Triple H what to do backstage. They can tell him to do this and do that because they own it. They're the owners. When you have a person that over you, they can tell you what to do because they're your boss. Like The Rock, he has the biggest head because that's where he's at. He's on the board of directors. He can tell people what to do. He already gonna let you know that he gonna tell you what to do anyways because he's on the board of directors. He wouldn't give a damn. I don't think he really would. But I couldn't see Triple H like this, but The Rock, because, you know, in his character, and especially like how, you know, he already told them last year in a segment, but I feel like that's not just about The Rock being like that. I feel like that's really TKO and actually him, you know, maybe being Dwayne. I don't think that's being The Rock. I think that's just being Dwayne. And Triple H is not just, he's just being Paul, but he's not being Triple H. But anyway, man, if you guys are new to this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and share. Also, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe. And also, go to the link in my bio and you'll see all my social medias and all that to follow me. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.